Imagine a completely normal day at school. You're at your desk, focused on your work, when suddenly a classmate sneezes. In that split second, a cloud of tiny, uninvited guests is launched into the air. These microscopic hitchhikers, or pathogens, are constantly searching for a new home. When they manage to jump from person to person like this, they create what's known as a communicable disease, an infection that travels through our shared environment. Not all health issues spread this way. Conditions like asthma or diabetes are non-communicable. They might stem from our genetics, our surroundings, or our daily habits, but they don't involve pathogens moving between people. You won't catch them from someone else's sneeze. To defend ourselves against these invisible invaders, we first have to recognize exactly when they've managed to breach our body's defenses. Luckily, our bodies act as an early warning system. The moment an unwanted visitor gets inside, our internal alarms go off, sending out two distinct types of signals. Think about the last time you felt a pounding headache or a wave of nausea. Because only you can experience these internal symptoms, you have to describe them to a doctor. Otherwise, they remain invisible to everyone else. On the other hand, there are signals a doctor can actually measure or see, like a high temperature on a thermometer or a visible skin rash. These physical signs provide objective evidence that something is happening to your body. This chart shows how healthcare professionals use both types of information. By matching the internal symptoms you feel with the external signs they can measure, they can reach a diagnosis and identify exactly which invader is causing the trouble. Identifying the invader allows us to work backward and figure out how it bypassed our initial barriers to get inside in the first place. Pathogens are essentially microscopic tourists, and they usually rely on 5 specific travel itineraries to find their way into a human host. The first route is direct contact. This happens when an infected person physically interacts with another. A simple handshake can transfer a pathogen immediately to a brand new host. The second route involves indirect contact. Here, the pathogen plays a waiting game on communal surfaces, like doorknobs or shared utensils, until the next person touches them and gives the germ a free ride. The third route is strictly through our food and water. If we consume unpurified water, we can swallow pathogens directly. This allows waterborne illnesses like cholera or typhoid to head straight into our digestive system. These first 3 pathways depend entirely on how we physically interact with the objects, people, and resources right in front of us. But some pathogens don't wait for a touch. As you can see in this microscopic view, a cough or sneeze turns germs into floating droplets. This airborne route allows them to drift across a room to find a new host. The final route involves vectors. These are living creatures that act as flying disease delivery systems, injecting pathogens directly into our bloodstream when they bite. While we often focus on malaria, mosquitoes also deliver a wide variety of other viruses, including dengue fever and chikungunya. Look at these health workers in the field. By understanding how vectors travel, public health teams can go to the source. They are actively treating the water in this stream to neutralize breeding grounds before the mosquitoes can ever take flight. Knowing which of these travel routes a pathogen uses is the only way we can strategically build roadblocks to stop them. Our defense has 3 layers, starting with personal habits. Simple actions like washing your hands or wearing a mask help sever the direct, indirect, and airborne travel routes. The second layer is environmental. When a community uses proper sanitation and disposes of waste correctly, it helps shut down the food and water pathways. We can also target vectors through our surroundings. By covering drains and getting rid of stagnant water, we remove the exact places where insects lay their eggs. While good hygiene and clean environments drastically reduce the amount of pathogen traffic, they aren't a perfect shield. Sometimes a microscopic invader still manages to slip through. That's why we have our third layer of defense, vaccination. This tool is vital for when stealthy pathogens find a way past our physical and environmental roadblocks. A vaccine acts as a training manual for your immune system. A white blood cell analyzes a harmless pathogen fragment to create a memory. If the real pathogen ever attacks, your body will instantly neutralize it. Look at this long line of people gathered outside a school to receive their polio shots. Immunization drives like this one have shielded entire generations from diseases that were once devastating. By combining personal hygiene, community sanitation, and immune training, we have the power to shut down these travel routes and protect everyone in our communities.